Hi everyone. How you doing? Hello, hello. You're very welcome to turn your cameras on if you want to say a quick hello. Love to see you guys. It's okay if you're in your pajamas as well. Know how it goes. We're going to be getting started in about 1, maximum 2 minutes. So if you're watching the recording, you can skip forward a tiny little bit. Obviously, those of you here live, give us a hello. Okie dokie. I reckon we are going to get going. There's only a few of us on here live today, but this replay, FYI, will be going out to all of our Tekmatix customers. So welcome to today's session. We are talking all about how to create webinars. And specifically here, we're talking about the tech setup. So we're not going to be talking about how to teach. We're not going to be teaching about how to create Canva slides. Today, we're teaching you about the tech side. This is how do you create that opt-in page? So you're collecting email addresses for people who want to opt into your webinar. How do you create the registration forms? How do you create the funnel steps so that people can opt in and they get a confirmation and thank you page? How do you also create an automated process by which people can then receive their confirmation email, get tagged correctly inside your system, get moved to the right pipeline stage in your customer journey, get notes added to their records, add point and lead scoring to your system, add confirmation and reminder emails, add a review request after they've been. What even are some of those things? So what I'm going to be doing today is basically taking you through what all of that means, what all of that is, and how to do it. And better than that, if you're using Tekmatix, guess what? I've done it all for you. So we actually have the funnel templates for a webinar that I have created for you this week and is actively being pumped into your accounts right now if you use Tekmatix. We also have the confirmation emails and follow-up emails that I've written for you that are going to be inside the workflow that I've created for you. This is the automation that is going to make sure that your webinar registration attendees get those confirmation emails and those reminder emails. I know, I've made it for you. How exciting is this? And I have also made the funnel page template for you as well. OMG, I know, it's great here at Tekmatix, ain't it? Of course it is, we love it. So I want you to know that basically all the hard work's been done, and today I'm going to be showing you exactly how to put and use these templates into practice so that you have yourself a whole entire tech setup in place and you can replicate this forevermore because the templates we put inside your system, you can press clone copy on all of them. So we've basically not just created one webinar set of tech set up for you, we've actually done all of it forever for you. Yay! Did it? Who's excited? Who likes it? We love it. Of course we do. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to take you in behind the scenes to go over the process, the main steps first of all. Now, in the recording portal, I have also made you a flowchart of all of these steps with a checklist of everything else you might like to plan and do before you run a webinar, during a webinar, and after you run a webinar. I know, we love it at Tekmatix. So first of all, I'm just going to take you through into our little slidey slide deck that I made for you right here. Let me know if you can't see this or if there's any issues with not being able to see my screen, but I'm pretty sure you all can by now. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take you through the steps. So here's a little teaching tip, and I know I said to you I wasn't going to be teaching today. However, what I am going to explain to you is when you teach anything, i.e. the webinars you're going to run, always start with the overview, the big picture of what you're going to be teaching them in that webinar, right? If you want your learners to learn and retain and get the most information possible, if you want your learners to actually obtain and be able to process the information you're teaching, first they need to see the big picture. So that's what we're going to do right now. Here's what we're going to cover in today's session. We're going to take you through the process of having what's called an opt-in form. Step one for creating a free webinar is to actually create the form that people put their name and email address into. Then step two is we create the funnel or just the opt-in page, which will describe what your webinar is about and why someone should join it. And it will have that opt-in form embedded on that opt-in page. Step number 3 is we're also then going to create what's called the webinar holding portal. This is where the information pre-event or pre-webinar will sit, such as the link for your Zoom meeting or wherever it is you're going to be hosting that webinar, and any resources you might want those people to have. But that holding portal is also where your recording of your webinar will go afterwards so that you can run it as an evergreen webinar. That means it can run forever and ever. You might start running ads to it, using it as an ongoing lead magnet, so that can continue to work for you from that point onwards. And then the 4th and final step is that we create what's called the automated workflow. Some people call these automations, some people call them workflows, same thing. What this is, and you're going to learn all about this today, is a set of pre-created actions that happen when somebody opts in to that webinar. Getting their confirmation email, getting tagged, getting notes added to their record, whatever it is that you want to have happen. Send them reminders leading up to the webinar, send them follow-up or upsells after the webinar, send them the review requests afterwards. All those excellent things that you definitely are going to want to have if you want an amazing customer experience for your webinars. So there are the 4 main steps you're going to go through today. And as I said, I've actually done the work for you. I have made you the registration form. I have made you the webinar funnel, and I've also made you the automation. I'm going to show you how to use them and edit them today. I also, by the way, will be giving you a copy of all these slides. They are already sat in the portal recording area inside your Tekmatix learning portal. And it includes this overview of the steps for setting up your own webinar. Again, it's been done for you, but you've got all of the educational steps there. All right, we then have our first step is we're actually going to go in and create our opt-in form first of all. So remember, step 1, let's create our opt-in form. Now, inside your accounts, this is being loaded at the moment. You're not going to see it yet, those of you here live, just because we don't want everyone going in and getting distracted doing the doings. This will be pumped into your account today after today's session. Those of you watching the replay, it's probably going to be in there by now, but we just didn't want this live to distract anyone from the process. So what we have here is your opt-in form. And of course, you're going to find that inside the forms area of your Tekmatix account. It's done for you. So you're going to click, let me make this bigger for you so you can all see what's going on, is websites and funnels. Click on forms. And inside your form area, you will, after this session live, find a form template in there called Webinar Registration Form Template. Now, with anything you do with your templates in here, always clone your template. That means duplicate it so that you always have a clean template that you can keep using forever. So I'm going to press the 3 dots over here and press duplicate. So in some areas it's called clone, in other areas it's called duplicate. And we're going to now call this a webinar registration form dash and then the name of your webinar. So let's make something up. Let's pretend I'm running a webinar on, I don't know, manifestation. Okay, let's say that I've got a manifestation webinar coming up soon. I'm going to press confirm, and this is going to create a copy of that template. So I've always got my clean version inside my account. And if you can't find it, by the way, use search forms up here. Just type in the word webinar and you will find this webinar registration form template. Again, those of you here live right now, it's not in your account just yet. It will be immediately after this presentation. So I've made my copy of my registration form, and I, again, have made this for you already. You're not going to need to change pretty much anything on this other than the color of your button. So this registration form is literally first name and email. That is the only thing you want to be collecting for a free webinar. If you start asking for more information than that, less people are going to opt in. So I recommend don't worry about last names, right? People don't want to give away their information anymore. All you need to do is click on the text at the title of your form and change it to the title. So over here, when you on the right-hand side, it's going to be for the free meditation webinar. All you're going to do is change the title. If you want to change the text inside your T's and C's here, you can. And if you want to change the color of your button, click on the button, and obviously select your brand color or the color that you want your button to be. Ta-da, done. All you are going to press is save. You have now done step 1 of creating your registration opt-in form for your webinar. Done. Easy. We've all got that. Okay, our next step then is we're going to go and create our sales page, or what we would call our opt-in page for this webinar. Now, this is the bit that most people start procrastinating about, but again, I've made it for you. And all you're going to have to do is put your own text into the template that we've created for you. So let's first of all take you through prepping for your opt-in page. First thing to know is when we hear language like opt-in page, sales page, landing page, guess what? They're all the same. They're just different words for the same thing. The main difference is they're all individual pages on the internet. When we use the term opt-in page, we usually mean that page is referring to something for free that people are choosing to opt into, give their email address for. If we use the word sales page, it's just a page on the internet that usually is describing information on that page that is trying to provoke a sale or invoke a sale. If we say landing page, it could mean something for frees on it or something for sales on it. It's just the page we're sending people to. Basically, all of those terms mean the same thing. It's just a web page. That's all. And it's a opt-in page that's usually used when we are referring to people opting in to something for free, such as a free webinar. So I'm going to use the language opt-in page for this next part, okay? Because we're doing a free webinar. So the first thing we want to do whenever we're creating a sales page, landing page, opt-in page, whatever page, we first need to write our copy. This is the marketing language for the text that's going to go on it, okay? I have made for you, those of you who are new to me, I've made for you a sales page creator GPT. I have trained this in how to create psychological, structured sales pages or opt-in pages. So please take a photo or grab your phone and open up the sales page creator bot. I've got the screen sharing open now. And this is going to ensure that you can use my sales page creator bot that I'm going to do a demonstration with right now so that you can now create the copy for your free webinar. And I'm going to do a demo. When you open up your sales page creator bot that I've made for you, you will see a screen that looks a little bit like this in your ChatGPT. Now, the first thing I'd recommend you do is actually pin this to your sidebar so that you can just come back and use this to create the sales copy or the opt-in copy for pretty much anything you create from this point onwards. All you do to do that is press the drop down up here and press pin to sidebar. Mine's already pinned to the sidebar, but this bit here will say pin to sidebar, which will make it nice and easy. So what we're going to do here is we are going to simply explain to our ChatGPT what our webinar is about. And this can be as brief as you like or as long as you like. Now, if you've got the mobile phone version, you might like to speak into this. I find that easier. I have downloaded a Chrome extension on my ChatGPT, which allows me to speak to my GPT. So here's an example of what I'm going to say. I want to create a 60-minute webinar for entrepreneurs and coaches on how to manifest success in their business. Please help me create the opt-in page copy for my free webinar. The end. That's all I'm going to tell it. Make sure it knows that it's a free webinar, how long the webinar is going to be, who it's for, and roughly what you plan to teach. If you've got any more information than that you want to chuck in, great, but this will actually now go and create it for you. It will ask you if you've got any other information. I'm literally just going to say, please create the copy. I'm not even going to detail this right now. Okay. And it's going to just go in and create all of the copy for you. Now, this has been designed, I've programmed this to write copy based on psychological sales techniques. It's going to talk about their pain points, their deep desire points. It's also going to talk about practical learning outcomes that people are going to get from attending it. So this really has been crafted with my 20 plus years of experience on creating high converting sales pages. You're welcome. It's good here, isn't it? So you've got all of your information now for your page. I do recommend that you copy and paste this into a Google Google Doc. I like using Google Docs because it's just going to keep updating. Give it a little edit, give it a tweak, make sure it's all in your wording, make sure it really is what you're going to be teaching and covering. And then once you've done that, we're now going to take the copy and place it on our actual sales page. Okay, we're going to actually make sales page, opt-in page, the page that we're going to be sending people to register for this thing. Now, FYI, I'm going to do that thing again. We're going to take a step back and go, let's look at the big picture of what we're about to create. We have made our registration form. That registration form is actually going to be embedded on our webinar opt-in page so that people can literally fill in their name and their email address on this opt-in page. And once they fill in that form, they put their name down, they'll be sent to what's called a thank you page or a confirmation page. That's all we're going to be doing here, and I've done it for you. You're going to only need to literally copy and paste your text over into the webinar template opt-in form I've created for you, and simply change your design and your colors. Okay, so let's show you where you find this and where you do this. We've saved our registration form. Now we're going to go and do our opt-in page, which I have built for you inside your funnels area. So this will be, if it's not already, I don't know if you can hear the bing going on in the background behind me. I've got my team currently loading these into your accounts. So some of you might start seeing this popping into your account as I'm talking, but try not to get distracted because I want you to be here for the demo for this time being. This session is being recorded. The replay will be available within the next 60 minutes. Please make sure that you are paying attention to the demonstration. You can go back and play afterwards. So inside your funnels area in your Tekmatix account, which you find in websites and funnels, click on the funnels top menu and you will find, and you may need to use your search bar, if you type in the word webinar, in your search bar, you will find a template that I've created for you called Webinar Funnel Template. And again, remember our rule, we always clone or copy our template so that we always have a clean version that we have for backup, right? So that way, this means if you go in and you completely mess something up, right, which is pretty hard to do, everything's undoable, okay? But if you do completely mess something up, you've always got a clean copy to go back to. This is why I just make this a habit of mine. I'll press the 3 dots on that funnel, press clone, and give it its new name. So I'm going to call this Webinar Funnel for the Manifestation Webinar, okay? And I'm going to press confirm, and it will now make a copy of this funnel inside this account. Cool? Cool. I'm just going to let that load for 1 second and have a sip of water. Now, it's already copied. How fast is that? So you can see there we've got our template copy and we've got our new manifestation webinar. Let's click on the manifestation webinar that we're making for this pretend example. And what I want to explain to you, as in what you have on the screen now, is your funnel building area. And you will see this funnel steps here. Under funnel steps, I'm going to make this a bit bigger. You have 1, 2 steps. This is called a 2-step funnel. And for a free webinar, it's a 2-step funnel that's usually our most common funnel setup. This means we have the registration page. My spelling is right, isn't it? You got your webinar registration page as step 1 of the funnel. And then we have the thank you or confirmation page as step 2 of our funnel. Can you see how this works? So what happens is we're going to send people to the registration page first. And once they've registered, then they're going to be sent to the thank you confirmation page, which is going to say success, you're in, go check your emails. Cool. Basically what we've got here is this. We've got the opt-in page, which has the form embedded on it. And we have this success confirmation, you're in, thank you page. Nice. So let's go in and first of all explain some of the admin that we need to do before we start playing with our page and making it fun and pretty. We're going to click on our webinar registration page first. Make sure you're clicked here. Hover along all the way across to the part of your screen for this page that is called publishing. This here is where you're going to change it from registration page to registration page. And your URL, this is the really important part. You want to change to your own custom URL. So what this will actually be is by default, it will already prefix with your domain that you've connected to your Tekmatix account. So for instance, mine will already be sarahcordner.com/. And what do we want to come after the /? So I might call this manifestation-webinar, okay, or webinar. Manifestation webinar. That's what you're going to be popping, like name of the thing webinar. Try not to have more than 2 lines in this. Keep it simple. The simpler this is, the easier it's going to be for you to remember. So you might even want to have sarahcordner.com/manifestation. Okay, the simpler it is, the easier it's going to be for you to recall it when you're speaking on a podcast, to type it down if you're replying to somebody in a message. Keep it simple, stupid. All right, press update step. And now what you're doing is you're changing this name and the link from the default settings that I've created in the template to your own settings, which is your domain / whatever you want it to be. All right, we've changed the name on here. Let's just click on the confirmation thank you page and change the settings there as well. Okay, so press publishing on your thank you page. The client, by the way, the person, the public, will not see the step name. The step name is just for you, but the URL they will see. So you do want to change the URL to yourdomain.com. In here, you're putting / what do you want it to be? So you might put manifestation confirmation. And I know I've spelled that wrong, but nobody cares. All right, manifestation or conformation. You get the point, okay? Confirm. Update step, because the client, the public, will only see the URL. The step name is just for you. Nice. Okay, now that's saved. Let's go and actually edit our page. Okay, so under the registration page, let's click back on that one. You will see a little preview of the template that I've made for you, and you're going to click edit. This will open up the page builder where you're now going to copy over your text, and it's also where you're going to be changing the fonts to your fonts, the colors to your colors, adding your branding. Now, what we have here only is the structure, okay? Just the layout of what you might want on your page. Every single thing about this structure, about this layout, about the presentation can be changed. So don't be thinking, oh, how ugly, it's black and yellow. Like, I've just picked random colors just for you to change. If you want to change this garish yellow, you click on that yellow section. Over on the right-hand side, you will see here you've got background color. You can literally change this color to any color in the universe. Your own hex codes, your own branding colors. Now, by the way, if you've added your brand board to the brand settings area, if we've got time, I'll show you where that is in a moment. There is a video on our YouTube channel on how to do that. Your brand colors will already be in here for you to pick from, all right? You shouldn't need to go in and add your hex codes every time. If you've gone to your settings, brand board, you will already have your brand colors inside the system. But yes, I can change this to whatever color I want, okay? Brilliant, add color, lovely. If I want it to be pink, it can be pink. You get the point. You can click on the text and you can change the font. Basically, whatever you click on the right-hand side of your page builder is where you can edit that text. You can change the colors of the text. You can change the spacing above and below. You can also change the formatting and alignment of your text. You can add in fancy animations. So if I wanted this to be called, for instance, the manifest your $1 million business. Okay. If I wanted to change the font, I can literally change the font to whatever I want it to be. So I'll just pick something. And if I want to make it all look cute and fancy and spin in, I could do any of these little animations here. Let's see what they do. Let's just press one. Ooh, it fizzes in. Coming from the left to the right. Do I want it to flip in? Do I want it to do a little rotation? Do I want it to zoom in? You can't break stuff, guys, okay? Don't panic about, will I do anything wrong with this? No. But what I do want you to do constantly is press the save button on the top right-hand side. Please press save. Press save, press save. This is based on the cloud, on the internet, like all page builders. So this means that it only has a temporary cached or cache, right? Cache, depending where you're from. Some people say the cache, some people say the cache, right? I'm all about the cashola, baby, so I say cache. right? There's only a limited amount of memory on your computer. If your internet drops out or your cache gets filled, you might lose your work. So just make it an ongoing habit to always press save after every kind of main change that you've made. Again, behind the scenes here, you can change the background color, or you could even, instead of a background color, add images. So let's pretend I want an image in the background here. I click on that background area, and instead of the background color, I can actually scroll all the way down to BG Media. That means background media. Click on the image button. You can upload your own, or you can even actually go in and find something from stock images. So let's put something like manifest and see what comes up. Oh, absolutely nothing. Oh, my media. Let's go into Unsplash. And let's go and see if we can find something in here. Ooh, yay, let's pick the money one, okay? So you can see here there is actually stock imagery in here. So it's added a cache image behind the scenes. Maybe I want to actually fade some color over the top of that, right? So see, in our image area, we're still on this section. We even have something here called background image opacity. What does that mean? Let's play with it and see. Please don't be afraid to click things, guys. Okay, let's click on this and say heavy fade. Ooh, look what happens then. When I click heavy fade and I'm using black as the color, it's put a heavy fade of black over the top of the image. If I change it to half fade and I've selected the black background color, it's put a half faded cover of black over the top. What if I changed it to red? What if I changed it to yellow? What if I changed it to purple? All right, you get the point. I'm just mucking, I'm not doing pretty design here, okay? I'm just showing you features and functions. Okay, so wanted to show you how you can change the backgrounds with images and with background colors, or both, as I've done here. Also, I have put for you and yours an image box. Now this could also be, if you wanted it to be, a video box. So I could press here, add element, and swap this to a video. So maybe you've made a video where you're doing a promo about what your webinar is about or why somebody should come. When you click on the webinar, you can go into the video editing area and choose to embed a YouTube video or upload your own video straight into your Tekmatix media library, and that would be called a hosted video. Now, I would strongly recommend, if this is a sales page or an opt-in page, do not use a YouTube video. Why? Because, and this is really important, I always do this when I say something important. When doing webinars and you need to say something important, make sure your screen isn't being shared and your head's all big to catch everyone's attention. If you use a YouTube video, what happens? Ads happen. The last thing you want is your competitor's ad to play on your sales or opt-in page. So if it's a sales or an opt-in page, please record your video and upload it to your Tekmatix media library so that it's only your video that plays. Now, the exception to this is, for instance, if I had the webinar replay, sometimes if it's a public webinar, I would put that public webinar recording up on my YouTube channel, and I would actually embed the YouTube video into the replay page. Why? Because it's my domain that's then going to get the traffic, but it's also the YouTube video that's getting the views. So people are going to sit there for an hour, potentially, watching a whole ass webinar recording that's going to give my domain some more reputational points because they're sitting on a page on my domain, which is what Google identifies as being a trusted and liked domain. But it's also them actually watching my YouTube video, which increases my YouTube views, my YouTube rankings, my YouTube watch minutes. See what we do there? We're smart around here. You've got to think strategic about all of these ways that you're choosing to set up your tech and set up your different operations. So you decide, are you going to have a video there? If you don't want a video there, press delete. Press add an element and switch it back to an image. And maybe here I would put some kind of image that depicts whatever my webinar is about. I could create what's called a 3D mock-up inside our Canva accounts. I've got other training videos that teach you how to do that. It might just be a blank image. It might be the desired outcome that your people are dreaming for. Either way, you might want to put an image there. If you don't want it, guess what? You press delete. You can completely remove it if you don't want that there. All good? So from here, you're going to basically go into that copy that you've created from my sales page creator bot, and you're going to start now copying and pasting all of your text over into here. Now, guess what? All you do, it's literally type. It's click and type. You type your text into the boxes. You use this in a very similar way to how you would use Microsoft Word or Google Docs. Simply coming in here, changing your text to whatever you want it to be, changing the size of your fonts over here, the alignments of your fonts over here, the color of your fonts over here, making it italic if you want it to be. All right, changing that color. I want to change that maybe to, let's change that to black so it's easy to see, or white. All right, you get the point. Bold text color, white, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway, but you can play around with that however you want. Again, just keep going through here now. If you don't like any of these sections, delete them. If you don't like the background color of that, change it. Okay, background color over there. Yeah, change it. You can change anything, anywhere. Let's pretend you wanted this section to be 2 columns. In our elements on the top left-hand side, you see we have an option called rows. Okay, rows. If I wanted 2 columns, I simply drag and drop, and now I have 2 columns. So I could actually grab this title and put it there, and grab this box. Oops. Oopsie, I'm going too fast for it. Grab the box and put it to the left. So now instead of 1 column, I've got 2. And again, you can change this to look and feel and be designed as and be presented as however you want. If I wanted this whole background color to not be white and be something else instead, click on that background area over on the right-hand side where it says background color. Again, I could either choose a color, or I could go in and add a whole background image, yeah? So you can play with this, you can change this, you can design this to whatever you want it to be. At the moment, we've got in there the structure, the design is over to you. So you can make this look as feminine and gentle and soft and pretty as you like, or as masculine and manly as you like. Now, one of the other things I want to share with you on this page is you have got some images here to pop in some client testimonials. If you've connected a Google business profile to your Tekmatix account, you can actually pull in automatically all of your Google reviews. So if I was to press add a feature here underneath the testimonial section, scroll down until you find your reviews. All right, so press your reviews, and this will now bring in your review widget, and it will actually suck in all of your Google reviews right here. So you could even just delete those if you want to. That's just another feature I want you to be aware of. FYI, you need to make sure that you are setting everything to mobile responsive as well, which I will show you before we finish this page. So you're filling in all the blanks, you're changing everything how you want it to be changed. The last feature I kind of want to make you aware of is the frequently asked questions section that I've put a basic template in here for you for as well. Obviously change it to your font, your formatting, your colors, everything else. But basically with each of these, the way that this works is refunds and cancellations is question 1. So when you click on the frequently asked questions box over on the right-hand side, the editing side, this is where you actually edit the answers and the questions, okay? You can see here, that's the first box. This is where I can come in and type in whatever I want my answers to be in that frequently asked questions section. If I want to answer the second question or edit the second question, I drop down to the next frequently asked question bit. Blah, 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 blah. If I want to answer or change this third bit, item 4, and again, blah, 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 blah. I can also add more. So I just press add another one if I want to add another one. And if I don't want that, I can delete it. All right, so this is, you can make as many frequently asked questions or as little as you like. Really simple editing. Remember that you're pressing save all the time, all the way through. All right, this is going to be save so that you are constantly updating the changes that you're making. Now, obviously, the design on this is absolutely hideous. Again, showing you features only, not fanciness here, okay? Now, the next thing we are going to want to do is press publish on this top right-hand side. Don't panic. Unfortunately, the whole entire universe isn't going to be sent a personal SMS, an announcement that your thing is now live. Sadly, that's not how easy marketing is. All it's going to do is make it live on the internet somewhere. Until you actually go and give people this link, no one's going to know. Okay, so please don't think, oh no, I've got to wait until launch day until I press publish. No, all this is literally doing is making it alive. No one's going to get notified. You have to do the marketing to let them know it exists. So all you're going to do is choose your domain. Now, if you have had your onboarding call with Tekmatix, it's already been connected for you. So choose the domain here. It will show your web domains that you can connect it to. Press it and press save. Now, this is a pretend account, so I don't have anything connected to this. But that will now make it live so that you can start sharing the link. Woo! Wow. So we have now done our webinar registration page. Isn't that exciting? Next, we're going to edit our thank you page, which you really don't have to do much on here. So let's click down onto our thank you page, press edit, and this is going to open up the changes and the design we might want to make to our confirmation page. Basic template is here for you again, so you might want to change this to your logo, change the background color to the background color you want it to be. Instead of the word woohoo, you might want it to say congratulations. But this first name value here, please leave that, because they've given you their first name in the opt-in form, which whoopsie, I haven't shown you how to do yet. This will actually automatically pre-fill with their name on the thank you page. So do leave that there. And then all you want to do is just pop in any next steps or any details or any actions. This literally is just confirming that they have registered. You don't need to do too much on this page. It's just purely a confirmation, telling them, go check your emails, go check your inbox. That's it. That's all you want them to do is just say, it's okay, you're in. Let's press save. Now, I forgot to show you the most important part of your opt-in page, and that is, let's go back to our steps here, embedding the opt-in form, the registration form itself. Fancy forgetting the most important part. So let's go back and do that, shall we? We're going to go back to our webinar registration page. Press edit. And now we're going to decide where do we want our opt-in form to go. That is the form that we created for you to register for this free webinar. All right? There is what's called a form element that pulls the form directly into your page. So let's pretend we had our opt-in form. I don't know. Let's see. Let's add a slot for our opt-in form. Oh, I already have. Okay, I already have. Ta-da. It's already there for you on your template. So for you guys, on the template I've made you, there is a section called bonus if you sign up today. And there is this little blue square that looks very inconspicuous. It says, you do not have any forms yet. All you're going to do is click on that, and over on the right-hand side, okay, it's going to open up the form selection option. Remember, we now have created our form. I created at the beginning of this training the webinar registration form for the manifestation webinar. Ta-da, okay? Ta-da, it's now embedded it in that section. Again, remember, you can change these background colors. I know it's just super ugly because it's just there for demonstration purposes, okay? Blah, 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 blah. You can make it whatever color you like, all right? Just doing the demo. But there you see the registration form will now embed. And all you want to happen, please check this while you're still in this form section. Make sure that when they press register, the next step is that they will be sent to the next step in the funnel. Can you see this? Let me make this bigger for you. Need to make this bigger. We are playing and clicking only on this form section. We're choosing here the form that we want to show on the page. And then we're making sure that the button action, i.e. what happens when someone presses register for free, will send them to the next step in the funnel. This now means with this setting in place, if yours looks like this, you've done it right. It means that when I press register for free, it's going to send me to your thank you page. That's it. You can do that. You can do that, can't you? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Isn't that good? So again, make sure you press save. Nice, nice. Now, this has also taken me to very conveniently the final thing we want to do on our pages. Any page whatsoever, whether it's a website page, a funnel page, and any kind of page, is we want to make sure that we have edited what's called our SEO metadata. What does that mean? This is basically the simple information that shows up when somebody might Google this. It's just the name of the page that shows up on Google, or it's the information about the link if you shared this link on social media. So let me give you an example. Sarah Cordiner Business Automation Bootcamp, for instance. Let's just do this. The metadata is this that shows up right here. It is the title of the page, and it is this brief description that shows up. And then, of course, there's the link. So this is actually a Tekmatix hosted funnel page that I've got here that's showing up on number 2 on Google. So these do rank, by the way. What you're going to do is just simply press the SEO metadata option here. And we're just going to make sure that title, that description, the tags that are related to this page are all created so that your page, your funnel, your opt-in has the highest chances possible of being found on Google, on the search engines, and of course, even by AI. So on content, all you're going to type in is the title of your webinar, okay? So here, manifestation webinar. I'm not going to worry about spelling this correctly because it's just a pretend thing. Now, your short description needs to be 155 characters, okay? So if you're not sure what to write here, go back to your sales page creator bot where you've made the description of your event and literally type this. Please create the SEO meta description of 155 characters. It will write it for you. There we go. Free 60-minute webinar to manifest X, Y, and Z. So let's go back in, paste it in there. You're welcome. Done. Keywords, right? If you're not sure what the keywords are going to be, literally go back to your sales page creator and just write keywords. And it's going to give you the keywords. Copy and paste them into here. Author, that's you, my sexy friends. All right, put your name down in there or your business name. I prefer to put my name. And finally, the social image. This is the image that shows up if, for instance, you shared this link on Facebook. There's always a little preview image that shows up. So just make sure that you've created in Canva a little image that will have the title of your webinar or like your webinar cover thumbnail is all you're putting in there, okay? Let me just pick something completely random in here. I don't think I have anything in here at the moment. Let's bring something in. I don't know, there's me. Let's just pretend it's that one, right? Pricing and plans, double click your page, your image, sorry, not your page. All right, let's just pretend it was that cover image. You press update metadata and voila, you've now done your SEO, baby. You've just done your SEO. Search engine optimization, check, done. Who feels like they can do this? Yeah? Do you feel like you can do this? Of course you can. Of course you can. So next, let's go to our next step. We have created our registration form. We've created our webinar copy using my sales page creator bot. We have created our opt-in page and our thank you page 2-step webinar funnel using the template that I have made for you. And we have actually gone in and designed the page to be how we want it to look in our own branding and made sure that registration form is embedded onto the page using the form element, which has already got a placeholder there for you. So here's our next step. We're now going to make sure that we create what's called the holding portal for your webinar. 2 reasons why we're going to have this pre-event before the webinar. This is where you're going to have some information such as the Zoom link or the StreamYard link or the wherever link you're hosting it, wherever I'm going to go as your student to go and watch the webinar, the times, the date that it's going to run, and if there's any pre-information you want me to have to prepare before the webinar. Okay, so it's going to sit there and it will have no video in it at this point. It's just going to be an empty placeholder for the link. And then after the webinar, it's where the recording is going to go. Okay, that's it. So it's super simple to do that. We are going to make sure we press save on the work that we've just done and head into our course building area. Courses and memberships inside your Tekmatix account, okay? Click on Courses Product Builder. And in here, you're going to create your webinar portal, your webinar holding area. Now, at the moment, there's nothing inside this account because it's just a pretend account to show you what's going on in here. So just give it a second. We'll have a quick sip of water. You will see create product from scratch, top right-hand corner. We're going to build our own, and this is going to be called Manifestation Webinar. Put the title of your webinar in here, and I'm going to put in here plus replay. Okay, Manifestation Webinar plus replay. Create product. The only thing we're going to have here, we're not building a whole course. It's literally going to be one lesson where it's going to have the text with the link, and afterwards we're going to upload the replay. That is all you're going to do. So the category title and the lesson title are both going to be webinar replay. Let's delete this one on certificates. We don't need to give people certificates to attend a webinar. Please don't overcomplicate things. I know it's cute, but do you really need to? No, you don't. So let's change the category and the lesson to webinar replay. Oh, my internet's going nice and slowly now, isn't it? Beautiful. Blank post. It's just going to be called webinar replay, and press save up here on the top. Now, what do I put in this lesson? All I literally put is this webinar will be live on the following date, time, link. That's it. The replay will be here within a few hours after this date. Full stop. That is it. That's all that needs to go in your holding area. Can you do that? Yes, you can. What happens after the replay? Perfect example, this webinar I'm doing for you this very second, I'm doing in Zoom. So I'm just going to go into my Zoom account afterwards, download the recording, and upload it right here. That's all I'm going to do. That's it. And then I can send an email out to everyone saying, the replay's up. Woohoo! Nice, you've done it. So there you go. You have now created the holding portal for your webinar and also the replay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is final step, creating our automated workflow. This is the workflow, the automation that's going to tag everyone, that's going to send them their confirmation email, that's going to send them their reminders, that's going to send them follow-ups. And guess what? I've done it for you. Yes, I have. I've done it for you. And it's actively being pumped into your accounts right now. So I'm going to do a demo now and show you how you're going to edit this workflow that I have made for you. How good is it on Tekmatix? I know, it's pretty good round here. So go into your automated workflows and you are going to use the search bar on the right-hand side and just type in webinar. And if it's in your account yet, you will find this workflow that I've made for you. And it's literally just been pumped into this account. Webinar registration, confirmation, and reminders template. This is what you're looking for, okay? Make sure it's worded and titled exactly like that. That's the one that I'm working with and demoing to you right now. Again, remember, what's the rule? Always clone it so that you always have a clean version to back up. Click on the three dots, press duplicate workflow, and then we are going to give it a title for our particular workflow. So I'm going to keep webinar registration, confirmation, and reminders, delete the word template, and call it manifestation webinar. Okay, create. So always title it. And there we have our clean templates there for us to reuse again later. And the one that we're working on now, we're going to click on, it will automatically open, and I'm going to take you through everything that's in here. Now, while we're here, FYI, did you know that we have an AI workflow builder? Bottom left-hand side here. This will literally create workflows for you. Oh no, it will, you can press it, optimize workflow. So you've got your template here. How can AI make yours even better than I've made it for you? Go ask it, have a play, see what happens. You've got a backup, you can't break it, don't worry, all right? But let me take you through what you have got on your screen. What you've got on your screen is, let's move us over here. We've got what triggers this workflow. What is it that makes this fire off? In this case, guess what? It's the webinar registration form. Yeah? What is it that fires it off? Somebody, let's go all the way back to the beginning, shall we? Somebody has opted in to your webinar by filling in the form. So the trigger is form has been submitted. So all you're going to do is click on this trigger and make sure that you've told your system what your form is called. So all you can do is make sure it says form is, drop down, and then your webinar's registration form. Save. So now you've got your form saved. The next step is to add your tag for your webinar. So I've made one for you in here called webinar registrant, but you might also like to add a tag for this specific webinar. So you might like to type in here the name of your webinar. So for me, it's going to be manifestation webinar. This tag doesn't exist yet, so we're going to press add a new tag. So now anyone who comes through here, fills in that webinar registration form, will be tagged with both of those tags. That will be really important for creating smart lists and segments and all sorts of other marketing campaigns later. The next set of tags that I always add is the mailing list tag. This is critical because this is now people have opted in to your system. So you want to make sure that they are on your mailing list so that you can actually do campaigns to them. So I always tag people with the mailing list tag and press save action. Next, if you have created what's called a customer journey inside your Tekmatix account, I have also created a box here that will help you automatically add these leads to the lead stage of your customer journey. Now, if this is new to you and I'm talking absolute gobbledygook, there is a whole different training where I teach customer journeys. Go to either your Tekmatix course that's inside your dashboard. So all of our Tekmatix users have a full Tekmatix course inside your account. Alternatively, on the Tekmatix YouTube channel, click on playlists, and there actually is a whole playlist on customer journeys. And there is training on there that explains what the customer journey is, how to create it, and what all of this means. So for those of you who have done that training and you do have a customer journey, you're simply going to just click on this section here, choose your customer journey. This account doesn't have one, but if you've created a customer journey, it will drop down here, and then choose the stage, which in this case is they're a lead because they've not purchased something here. They just opted into something. So they're going to be in the lead stage. All this is doing is basically moving people to the right stage of your sales process. Anything free, they're a lead. Anything that they have bought, then they are a sale one. Okay, so you would, in this case, if it was paid, move them to a paid stage of your customer journey. Hope that makes sense. Again, if you're not sure what I'm talking about here, please go and watch the customer journey training that Tekmatix have provided to you in your Tekmatix course inside your account, or on the Tekmatix YouTube channel. Okay, everything else, just leave the same. I've already put in the customer's name's going to pre-fill for you. The source, i.e. where that customer or that person came from, will pre-fill for you. The value means, what is this customer worth to you? What is it that you define as a customer's monetary value at? You've got to decide that. I can't tell you what your customers are worth because I don't know how much your stuff is for sale. When they're a lead, their status is open. So think of sales processes, right? This just means that they are still an open lead. They haven't bought anything. If they had purchased something, then I've won the sale, right? I've won the sale. But at the moment, it's the sale's still open. Just going to press save action. Now, if for you haven't set up customer journeys yet, just delete this. All right. If you don't have customer journeys, click on the three dots, press delete, and delete action. Don't think you have to have this. This is just really advanced level for people. Now, the next thing we have, and I'm going to add in some more things to show you in a second, but what's really important is we now have the date and time that this webinar is going to happen. This is super important because now all of our reminders, the emails that we're going to send before and after, must be related to the date and time of the webinar. So click on the date and time of the webinar box and choose the specific date and time that your webinar is going to be running. This is critical that you set this, so do go in and edit that and press save. Then I have made for you, you're welcome, the registration confirmation email template. So click on your registration confirmation email. They will automatically get this as soon as they fill in and submit that form. They'll get tagged, they'll be moved to the right stage, and they'll get this email straight away. Scroll down when you've clicked on here, press edit. And it looks like I have a loading issue here, maybe. Is it not? Is it not? Something's gone wrong in my account here. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know what's going on with my account right now, but what you will find might be because this is currently loading into everyone's accounts and it's just not coping with loading into thousands of customer accounts right now. But what you'll do here is when you press edit, this will actually open up your email builder. I've made the template for you. All you're going to do is edit this template to just put in your title of your webinar, your date of your webinar, your time of your webinar, and your link. I've literally made everything else for you in there. You're just pressing edit and save. Then what we have is we've gone wait until 24 hours before the event. Okay, wait until 24 hours before the webinar and then send a reminder email. So again, I have made you a template, and in here, all you're going to put is the title of your webinar, the date and the time and the link to your webinar. The rest is done. Just press save and save again, and it will be updated. And then we've said wait until 1 hour before the webinar and send another reminder. You do not need to edit that because the first reminder is the same as this. It will automatically update itself. Then we say wait until 10 minutes, 10 minutes before the webinar and send another reminder. Wait until 3 hours after the webinar and send a replay link. This one you might want to just make your own email for by writing a message in here, and then wait until 1 day after the webinar and send them a review request. You can edit this however you want. You can add more, you can add less reminders, you can delete them if you don't want them to get that many reminders. But here are some other cool things you can do. I always like to add a note to the customer record. Remember, Tekmatix is a CRM, a customer record management system or customer relationship management system, depending on the industry you've come from. Let's add a customer note, shall we, to the record. Let's press a plus button and type in note, add to notes. And this is where I'll put something like the contact full name has signed up for Sarah's manifestation webinar. Ta-da! Save. That will now automatically add a note to the contact records. Here's another cool thing we can do. Lead scoring. What does this mean? Did you know that you can add points to customers based on things that they do, actions that they take, actions that they don't take? And this will keep accruing points to your customer or your contact records so that people who are continuously opting into things, who are continuously buying things, booking appointments, are going to get more and more points added to their contact record, which literally means the people who have the most points in your system are your warmest, hottest leads, your VIP customers, people that you're going to want to give special discounts to. These are your most loyal and most active people. So this is why you might want to add lead scoring. So for instance, I'm going to add an action here and put in, it's called contact engagement scoring in the activities. So just type in engagement. There it is there, but it should come up if you type in score as well. If I type in score, you'll see same thing pops up. Modify contact engagement score. So I might just change this to add points. And we want to add, 2 points. You decide how many points you want to add. But now I could say add 2 points to this contact because they've opted into a free webinar. So anyone who opts into a free webinar, maybe you've decided you want to give them all 2 points. How cool is that? Press save. And we can now press publish. So now anyone from this point onwards who goes to my opt-in page and opts into that free webinar form is now going to be sent through this automated workflow where they're tagged, they're added as a contact to the system, a contact note's added, they're moved to the right lead stage in the account. They have also then got their registration emails. We've sended them that's a good word, isn't it? We've sended them reminders and we have also sent them a replay email and a review request afterwards. Amazing. Now you can get as fancy as you like with this, but this, my friends, is by far the most perfectly sufficient webinar automation that you could possibly create. Now, of course, once you've created this once, guys, guess what? You can now go and reuse this over and over again. What happens the next time I run a webinar? I'm going to go and just find the last one that I built and press duplicate and make another one. The hard work has now been completely done for you. Now, I know this might be overwhelming for some of you, but can you see now how this is a little bit easier than you first thought? So just to show you, by the way, some screenshots of the emails that I've pre-written for you. I've written one called the webinar registration confirmation email and another one called the webinar reminder email. These are in your account right now. If they're not, they're loading this very second, all right? If you are stuck, you can contact support@tekmatix.com. These are only available to Tekmatix customers, and no, you cannot have them unless you are a Tekmatix customer, all right? So this here is an example of what the templates are that you've now got for you to edit those emails. There's just a few notes on these slides, which again are in your replay portal, just saying make sure you've added the dates so that your emails are going out on the right day and time. And finally, now it's time to promote your webinar. It's time to get it out there. So let's make sure we've got the link to your sign up page. Yeah? Let's go back into your websites and funnels. How do you get the link to your webinar page so that people can sign up for it? In Websites and Funnels, click on Funnels, go and find the page you've just created. By the way, if you press this little clock, it will actually bring the last thing you edited to the very, very top. So click on your manifestation webinar over here. And now mine doesn't show anything because I have nothing connected to this. So I probably should go and find you a real one, a real account here. Let's just go into my Sarah Cordner because I want to show you where you find your link. I'm just going to pick a random one over here. Let's go to my lead magnet launcher funnel. This is connected to a website. So you can see here, there is my opt-in page, my checkout page, and my thank you page. We want to find our registration page, which is our first page. Make sure that's what you're clicked on. You can see here, look, I actually have a link right there showing. In the demo account I was just in, there was no link here because it was a pretend account. It wasn't connected to anything. So this here is the link that you're going to be sharing with the world, okay? That's the link you're going to go grab. Then what you're going to do is you're going to start promoting your webinar now. Yesterday, immediately, as soon as possible. So I strongly recommend that you do something like what I've done and create an events page on your website. This is really important because this is going to help people find all of your events, workshops, and everything on Google. It's going to help you get found. It's just a really easy way for you to send people to all of your stuff. So mine is sarahcorden.com/events if you do want to go and have a look at that. It's literally just a grid, a gallery of thumbnails for my upcoming workshops and events organized by the months of the year. And each one links to the sales page or opt-in page for that workshop, for that webinar, or for that event. So that's one good thing you want to do. The next is publish it everywhere. So I always will go to my Facebook business page, click on events and list it as an event there. If, like me, you have switched your personal profile to a professional profile, I also list it as an event on my personal profile. I'm going to go to LinkedIn and add it as an event on LinkedIn. You might want to go to places like Eventbrite or those other public event listing profiles and list it there as well. Okay, so basically you're going to get it out everywhere. You also might want to send an email out to your list. So I strongly recommend that you do that. How do you do that? You are simply going to go into marketing and emails, click on emails and email builder. In fact, I should just switch back to a pretend account right now in case I break anything. Click on emails, go to your email templates. This is your building section. Templates means builder. It's where you're building them all. Go and find your master template. Okay, if you are not sure what I'm talking about, if I say master template, if you're new here, please log into your Tekmatix training course and click on the email section. All right, there is a module there that talks about how to create your master template. So you're going to go and find your master template. Let's open one up. And this is where you're simply going to say, hi, contact first name. Here's my upcoming webinar on X, Y, and Z. Here's the date. Here's the time. And here is the register now link. What you're going to do, paste in that link to your page. Paste it in, right? Link. There it is. Boom. Can't wait to see you there. You're going to press Save Template. Oh, I'm going to call this one, I should have actually cloned this. I'm going to call this my webinar for manifestation invitation. Save template. And now we can go and send that email out to everybody. So let's now go back into our email area. And now we're actually going to send it. So we're not going to build it, we're going to send it. Templates is for building, campaigns is for sending. I'm going to press New Campaign using one of the templates I just created. Yeah. And so let's press My Templates, most recent. Click on your little clicky clock. And there is the webinar invitation I've just created. Yep, that's the one. It's going to give us one last chance to edit it before we send it. Let's press Send or Schedule, Send Now, subject line, right? Preview text. Who are you going to send it to? Make sure it's only people who are on your mailing list, okay? That's why we have the mailing list tag. And then we're going to press Send. And it's going to send out the invitation to everybody. Nice. Next, you might want to start doing some social media marketing. So I do recommend you create a video and share, I'm going to be running a webinar on blah, blah, blah on this day. Comment X below if you want to get the free registration link. I recommend you do a static post with an image. I also recommend you do what's called a social lead generation post with an automation. Now, again, we have a training video on how to do social media lead generation automations inside your Tekmatix course, only for our users, of course. This is where you can now create these posts where you would say, I'm running a free manifestation webinar, comment manifestation below, and I'll send you the free link. And you can actually create an automated workflow that, by the way, is already in your automations for you as a template. I know. That will have your AI bot automatically respond to every comment with the link for you. Amazing. So there is training on how to do that. We're not going to cover that today, but I would strongly recommend setting one of those up for your webinar, getting people to comment the word so that your bot can then follow up and start doing marketing for you on those social media posts. This works, by the way, on Facebook business pages and Instagram business pages. I believe that TikTok's just gone live as well, but at the moment this doesn't work on personal profiles, not because of a Tekmatix reason. Meta do not allow APIs to personal profiles. So these do have to be posts on your business pages, on Instagram and Facebook. All right, don't say I didn't warn you. The next thing I do when I run any event or webinar or workshop, with much help from my incredible Febby, is we sit down and then make sure that we have got marketing pre-scheduled in our social media scheduler inside Tekmatix to promote the event between now and when that event is running. So make sure that you've got 30 days to go, 21 days to go, 15 days to go, 10 days to go, 7 days to go, and you've created those posts, whether they're videos or just images that you've made in Canva, and you've scheduled them in your social media scheduler in Tekmatix leading up to the event so that you are maximizing your signups as far as possible. And just to give you some idea, these are the actual kind of approximate frequencies that I will promote my upcoming events on socials, and also by email. 30 days, 14 days, 10 days to go, 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. And on that last day, you're going to probably do a couple. Most people's feeds are so busy, they'll be lucky if they saw one of them, okay? People are like, oh my God, that's too much, right? If everyone's seeing your posts, you come here and teach your secrets, because you could post 10 times a day. I think we post 3 times a day and have done for years, and still barely anyone sees them because everyone's feeds are flooded with what that algorithm for that individual person thinks they want to see. It's just, yeah, we wish more people saw stuff. So you do need to really promote if you want people to see anything at all. And don't forget, if you've got your own custom GPT, this can create that content for you. It can write those emails for you. 3 days to go, 14 days to go. By the way, I've given you my sales page creator bot. This also is trained to write the promotional emails and the social media countdown posts that will match your sales copy. So keep using this thread to say, please write me an email and a social media post for the countdown for 20 days to go, 30 days to go, 15, you get the point. It will do it for you. Don't overcomplicate it, my friends. And finally, make sure that after you've run the webinar, you are maximizing the ongoing marketing and commercial functionality of that webinar. Make sure you download the recording, upload it to your portal, email everyone to let them know that the recording is available. If you want that to be publicly available, stick it on your YouTube channel. If you want to share it all over your socials, why not? That's up to you. Your decision's there. You have to be strategic about whether you want it to be behind an email wall or whether you want as many people in the world to see your brilliance as possible. Up to you. Not saying either of those is right or wrong. It's all strategy that's related to your unique business setup and model. Make sure that you chop that webinar replay up and create snippets of it that can be shared across all of your socials. These snippets of you teaching, talking, presenting, sharing the thing that you're brilliant at become marketing in their own right. They can draw people back to the full webinar that snippet came from, or they can actually sell your paid programs. Use your snippets wisely. I chop up every single webinar into the micro pieces possible, and we share everything over a year, right? It all just gets drip released in little tiny micro pieces all over the place. Amazing for your marketing. And so, my friends, that is it. If you have found this helpful, I'd love to hear in the comments, do you think this is now possible? And what bit of this are you most excited about? Are you excited about the templates? Has this been helpful? Just letting you all know, if you need help doing any of these things, you can get help from our 24/7, 24-hour-a-day live chat support, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, 24-hour-a-day support. You can hire our tech experts to just do this for you. Right, go to tekmatix.com/services, click on the services page, and our team can actually jump on a 60-minute call with you and help you do all of this stuff on a Zoom live with you. Amazing. If you want a one-on-one coaching call with myself, I also have those available. I'm always booked 3 months in advance, FYI. So please don't come at me with, I've got my launch next week. You should have planned earlier, okay? But alternatively, guys, you can book on with my team. Pretty much every single day, there are multiple slots available all the time. We've got lots of staff behind the scenes there. So I'd love to hear. Susan says, absolutely love it. Love the bot, love it all, and said very useful. We're planning webinars now. Lisa said, thank you. Absolutely brilliant. I hope you've all found that interesting, helpful, and learned some new skills. I will be sending you, obviously, a review request after this. All right. It would be really great if you would let me know that you loved today's session. Thank you so much for coming. And as always, happy teching. See ya. Thanks, everyone. Bye.